So I'll just give you an overview of the start of the DPOP, and then I'll hand over to someone who's going to do all the financials for you. So the DP is a 4-year focus, so that has medium-term objectives. And the OP is for 1 year, so 25-26. Within the 1 year, we have the annual budget, so that's very detailed. We have the fees and charges, and we have the rating policy. We have combined them into one plan, and really it's about how we better align it to the CSP. It's much simpler to understand, we think, and it's clear how every element aligns. Within this, we've included programs and services. We've got indicators in there as well for each outcome. The operational and capital projects, which I'll go into some detail later, and then the annual budget and fees and charges. I'm just going to highlight some of the financials, but Natalie will come up and speak in detail about that. So operational services, which includes some maintenance, we're spending $149 million next financial year. There's capital works, 38 million, which is for major infrastructure. This does not include the Willoughby Leisure Centre, which was resolved on Monday night. So before the final is adopted, we will have to include that in there, but we need to rework some numbers and some documents to do that. So we didn't have time to do it before tonight. And what it means over the 4 years is that there'll be an average surplus of 4.8 million. That's what we're planning, an average. Okay, one of the key elements of this document, we've enhanced a little bit from the previous versions, is around continuous improvement. So as I'm sure you're aware, a high-performing organisation focuses on how we can improve each year. And whether that's about processes, systems, or financially, that's what we're aiming to do. So part of our commitment during the SRV, the special rate variation process, was to identify an efficiency target. So annually, we've got a $2 million efficiency target, which is either through income generation, not rating income though, or efficiency processes. One of the other key areas we're focused on, and some of you will be familiar, we've spent a lot of investment in time and money on data and getting some insights from that data. So we've got our new system, enterprise-wide system. We've got a new customer experience system, which is capturing a lot of data. We're continuing to invest in that and try and get better information, which will help us make more informed decisions. So we will continue to look at that space. Business process management, council has thousands of processes, and sometimes they're not so streamlined and efficient, and we want to make that more efficient, but at the same time making the customer experience better. So each team has been tasked with reviewing all of their processes. We did a significant amount of that when we rolled out the My Willoughby and finalised the Tech One program. As part of those changes, we reviewed a lot of those processes, but there's still a lot more to go. The other thing, which is a statutory requirement, is service reviews. So in this document, you will see our plan for the next 4 years of what services we want to review in council. We've got a framework around that, and it's really looking at how we can improve it. It does not mean cutting services. It may mean changing services. It may mean just do internal things which create it more efficiently. It might mean saving money. It might mean looking at operating models. But the document does talk about that. We also have an Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee, and that's a statutory committee as well. They're independent and they give us advice and assurance on a number of compliance and improvement opportunities. Incorporated into that space, we also undertake internal audit. So there's a lot of initiatives that council undertakes which really focus our attention on improving how we perform as an organisation. Okay, so some of the improvements with this one combined, we have put a bit more detail or further additional services and programs. We've tried to refine that a little bit more, so there's still more work to do on that, and we're working through that. But it gives a bit more clarity on those services and programs that we do as business as usual. They're not projects, so they're not the sexy things, they're just the everyday work that we do. We've clearly broken down the operational and capital. So previously, for those who are aware, we used to call it projects and capital works, and that had a combination of both. We've separated that to align to our accounts, and every other council does it that way. So you have operational money, which is strategies, and we've got maintenance in there as well. The capital is the capital infrastructure. So they've treated very differently separate in financial terms, so we've separated them into the document. The other thing what we've done is we're trying to very much focus on getting more detail in the 4-year. So you're aware the 1 year is a lot of detail, and we know specifically the cost of a project and when it might be undertaken. The 4-year one, we've never included what we're anticipating in the following 3 years. This time we have. What it does indicate is just an X, that yes, we think we're going to do it here. And the reason for that is because some of the strategies that drive some projects are not yet finished, or we haven't had time. They're new ideas that have come up. We haven't had time to really scope the project and understand, okay, this might happen then. Or there's some that we know strategies are happening. We know we're going to need money for implementation. We don't know how much because the strategy hasn't been done, but we've put a little earmark that, yes, something will happen in this space. Every year we will improve the detail of the future years. So that's what we're aiming. Ideally, it would be great, and Masood will talk in the asset management piece, it would be great to have the full detail at year 1 of a delivery program for the whole 4 years. That's our intent, so that's how we're moving. And there's clearer alignment between the CSP. So every project has an alignment between a priority within the community strategic plan. So we're not going to go into detail of any projects, but if you've got questions, we can take them. If we can't answer them on the spot, we'll take that on notice and get back to you individually. So some of the big ones, we've got Willoughby Leisure Centre, that will be done in 25-26. Our Tarman Parkland Pavilion, that will also be done. We've also got a number of active transport projects, significant upgrades to the concourse over the course of the 4 years. So the capital works are very diverse, and you can see in there we've highlighted some for each outcome, but we've also given one full list of what we will be doing in 25-26 and the ones which we think will be coming in future years. And then just to highlight some operational projects. So these are things that we're not building, and included in this is the maintenance. So we have to maintain our stormwater. We have to maintain the catchment or roads. So those maintenance requirements, which are generally every year, they're listed in there as well.